Chapter 8. Avery attempted to motivate herself as she made the trek to school. I only have 4 more months of this. It had been 2 months since the accident, and 3 weeks since her harrowing visit to the OB. School is over in 4 months. I can do this. Just ignore them. They don't even know you. She could always just take the GED and move on. She'd heard of a few other people doing that, but she didn't want to look weak, because she wasn't. If I drop out, then they win. While it was true the taunting from the other students had subsided for the most part, the dirty looks and raised eyebrows in the halls were ongoing. If there was one thing Avery had learned over the past 8 weeks, it was how easy it is to judge. She knew all about arriving at rapid conclusions about other people. She'd done it herself many times. Now shuffling through the sea of students heading to first period, Avery made the turn down the hall for her locker. That's odd. What's he doing here? "Hi, Mr. Coons," Avery said as she approached. "Are you lost or something?" "No," he grinned. "I couldn't wait to tell you. Something fortuitous has come up, and there's something I need to give you before you leave today." Avery was incredulous. "What do you mean? What is it?" "All I'm going to tell you right now is it's something you're probably going to like." Avery was used to her ceramic teacher's quirky sense of humor and chuckled at how giddy he seemed. "Okay, Mr. Coons, whatever you say." Practically trotting down the hall, Mr. Coons turned and gave her 2 thumbs up. "Don't forget." The remainder of the day seemed to fly by. Avery knew Mr. Coons had something silly up his sleeve, and she was ready for a dose of cheer. Having finished up her work in the ceramic studio, she washed her hands and walked across the dusty floor to the adjacent office. "All right," Avery chuckled as she entered Mr. Coons' sculpture-laden office. "What crazy thing do you have planned?" "Ah, yes," Mr. Coons chimed, looking up from his computer. "The surprise." Avery couldn't help but laugh. "I don't know about you sometimes." "First of all," he began, standing up, "do you happen to notice anything missing?" Avery glanced curiously around the room at the jumble of prior students' ceramic pieces, superhero posters, and heaps of old papers. He even had too many refrigerators. She shook her head and smiled. "Well, aside from a toilet, I'd say you've got pretty much everything you need right in this room." Mr. Coons appreciated the comment. "You know, you're probably right. But do you remember what used to be right here?" He was pointing to the only vacant spot on his large desk. "My Dolphin Warrior piece." "Precisely. I knew you had some kind of joke planned, but... And don't worry, I didn't break it." "I would sure hope not. It took me 2 weeks to make that." "A beautiful piece, to be sure. It's always been my favorite." "So what, you took it home or something?" "Nope." "Well, where is it?" "So here's the skinny. I have an eccentric, well-to-do cousin that pays me a visit a couple times a year. She's a big-shot land developer and happened to be here this week on business." "Okay." "Well, she's never actually been to the studio here at the school and wanted to see it. And get this. Not surprisingly, she loved your Dolphin Warrior piece. I mean, she just really, really loved it." "So you just gave it to her?" Avery was feeling a bit perturbed. "No, I didn't give it to her, Avery." Reaching into his desk drawer, Mr. Coons pulled out a white envelope and handed it to his perplexed student. Avery stared quietly at the envelope and then back at Mr. Coons. "Go ahead, open it." Slowly pulling back the flap, Avery's dark brown eyes widened significantly as she cautiously removed the contents. Holding the slip of paper in both hands, Avery's jaw dropped as she examined the document. This has to be a joke. I told you I didn't just give it to her. She insisted on buying it from you. It's possible I jumped to conclusions a little too quickly on this deal, but I figured you wouldn't have any objections. It is $4,000 after all. Avery was speechless. Indeed, the document she held was a certified check made out to Avery Renshaw for $4,000. Surprise! Mr. Coons looked like he just hit the lottery himself. This can't be real, right? You're messing with me. I know you're messing around. You have to be. That's what you do. Only this is just a little on the twisted side, if I'm being completely honest. Come on, do I look like a guy who can't be taken seriously? Actually, you kind of do. Okay, fair enough. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to make a quick phone call. Pulling out his cell phone, Mr. Coons looked up a number and placed the phone to his ear. Yeah, Liz. Do you have a minute? Fantastic. So you know that piece you love so much? Well, I have the student in my office right now, and she's reluctant to believe what I'm telling her. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Here she is. In quite a daze, Avery took the phone. Hello? Yes, this is Avery. Why, thank you. That's very kind of you to say. I suppose so. Yes. Yeah. I could definitely do that. Oh, I'd say I'll have it done in a day or two. I'm not uncomfortable with it, no. It's just I've never had anyone ask to buy my work before. Wow. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Bye. What did I tell you? This is crazy, Mr. Coons. So what else did Liz tell you? She wants to buy the piece I'm working on right now, too. I told you she's eccentric. Talk about striking gold, right? I don't know what to say. I really did not see this coming. Who needs art school when you're already this good? Hey, you deserve it, kiddo. Go take your mom out for a nice dinner. I'll see you tomorrow. With the $4,000 check in hand, Avery exited the studio and pulled out her phone to place a call. Mom? Yeah, sweetie? This is going to sound strange, but I don't think we need to worry about another eviction notice this month.